it was mad. Yeah. I took a picture of it and I was like, oh, yeah. But I've got his some I have loads of scars everywhere. Yeah. I have one on my hand. Can you see there? I cut it on a box. When I was working, I was like moving a box and then I cut my hand on a box. I don't know. And then I have one there on my knuckle. I punched my brother and then my hand started bleeding. We had a fight, but it's good.
Dance, Boogie Wonderland. Ah, ah, dance, Boogie Wonderland. These three contestants are all here today to compete against each other in a quiz show like no other. Forget everything you know, as the right answer won't necessarily help you here. Welcome to Majority. This is Majority, the show where the answer isn't always right. I'm your host Ethan, and this is a quiz show with a twist. In the right corner of the screen now is a link and a code to join our Kahoot game that will allow you to get involved in today's show. Only the first 50 of you can get in, so be as quick as possible. Your job as the audience is to answer the questions to the best of your ability, and our contestants here in the studio will have to guess which one you pick. It will be your majority vote that decides the winning answer. Whilst you're logging in, let's meet today's teams. Up first, we have Kate. Hello.
Hi, I'm Kate. I'm 19 years old. I'm half Spanish, half Italian, and I live in London.
Lovely. Then we have Wendy.
Hello, my name is Wendy. I am 20 years old. I live in London and I'm Ecuadorian.
And finally, we have Brian. Hello.
Hey, my name is Brian. I'm a content creator. I do cinematography and fashion photography, and I'm based in London.
And those are our players. And if any of them win, it'll be worth it today, because they'll be competing for, you'll never believe it, this signed photo of me. I can't wait. Let's start round one. Run VT. So, for this round, you guys in here will need to think about what the majority of people at home think the answer is. An audience, you need to guess how your fellow members of society will be guessing. We'll show a series of questions based on opinions, surveys and polls, and you'll have to guess which answer is correct. Contestants, you'll have to guess which answer the audience is most likely to go for. So, are we feeling confident?
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's get started. Your first question is coming right up. Who is the UK's favourite James Bond actor? Is it A. Sean Connery, B. Daniel Craig, C. Pierce Brosnan or D. Roger Moore?
I think it's between...
Now remember, you're going for what the audience think the majority is, not the correct answer.
I think it's through Roger
You've got
Moore.
5 seconds. Audience at home, get those votes in.
Really? Yeah.
15 votes, let's go.
I mean...
Okay, time's up. So, the correct answer is Sean Connery.
Yeah.
However, let's see what your answers are then. Brian.
I think it's...
B. Wendy. B. Kate. D. Well, I can in fact tell you, for the first time we have a draw, which we didn't expect. The correct answers were A and B, which means, Wendy, Brian, you have got a point each. On to question 2, please. What percentage of the English public have failed to guess a word on Wordle? Ooh. Is it A, 95%, B, 62%, C, 43%, or D, 11%?
I actually don't.
Do you play Wordle?
Yeah.
No, I've never...
Yeah? Do you play it every day?
Not every day, but I try to.
Have you ever got a word in one?
You know,
No,
I've
never
never
into
heard
that.
In 2? Not bad, not bad.
I
Well,
want to say...
let's have a look. The correct answer is 43%. However, let's have a look at your answer. Brian, we'll go to you first. B, you're at 62. Wendy? B. Kate? A. So, once again, we have a tied answer of yellow and blue, which means you guys get another point each.
Wow.
Yay.
On to question 3 then. If alone on a flight, what seat would people prefer? The window seat, the middle seat, the aisle seat, or would they not have a preference? So it's A, window seat,
What
B,
would you
middle
do?
seat.
The window.
The window's
I
always...
go to the window.
The window, you see outside.
Yeah, and I don't want to like get up to the, you know.
4 seconds. Get those answers locked in.
You get the whole spot to yourself, so
Okay, let's have a look. Well, the correct answer is window seat. So, let's see your answers. We'll start with you this time, Kate. A, Wendy. A. Brian.
Oh.
B, well, some of our audience agreed with you, Brian, but the correct answer is A. So, Wendy and Kate, that is a point each. On to question 4, please. According to YouGov, how many Brits think aliens are real? Is it A, 22%, B, 50%, C, 29%, or D, 28%? Do you believe in aliens? Yeah?
I do. Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
You all
yeah.
do, fair enough.
Do you?
Not at all.
Really?
Not at all.
Really?
Unless my sister's an alien, I don't believe in aliens. But you never know. Okay, so the correct answer is 50%. That's half the British population.
Damn.
So let's have a look at your answers. We'll start with you this time, Wendy. We'll go in the middle. D, you went with 28. Brian? B? Kate? B. Well, I can tell you the correct answer is B, which means Brian and Kate, you have got a point.
Great.
On to the final question of this round then. Do more people roll toilet paper over or under? Now, for audience at home, when we say over and under means that the back of the toilet roll is against the wall and over means it's closer to you when you're sat down. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
What do you mean, like in
So
terms?
the
you
toilet
work
roll
that?
is sat.
Like
Do you
the end
pull
of
it
the
down
toilet
from
roll.
do you pull it down from behind the rest of the roll or in front of the roll?
I know what I do.
Let's
but
see your
I don't know what
answers.
other people
Okay,
do.
wow.
Oh, wow.
It's a clean sweep by our audience. Let's have a look. Brian B, Wendy B.
Yeah.
Kate went with A. Okay, well, our audience went with B. So, at the end of that round, the scores are Wendy, you have 4 points. Brian, you have 4 points. Kate, you have 3 points. Well,
Man.
that was round 1. And what comes after 1?
2.
No, it's 3. I'm joking. If you said 3, then maybe you don't need general knowledge. Let's have a look at round 2. So, like last time, the goal is not to pick the answer, the answer that our audience go for. It's to pick the correct answer, but instead you need to think what the audience will go with. So it's exactly the same as the first round. Pick the majority. This round is fairly self-explanatory. We'll be showing you some general knowledge questions. An audience at home, you need to try and answer them correctly. Contestants, you need to try and work out what they will go for. Are we ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Okay. Which vegetable gives Popeye his strength? Is it A, broccoli, B, lentils, C, spinach, or D, asparagus?
Have you ever watched Popeye?
No.
Really?
I know who.
I used to watch as a kid, but I don't remember what he ate.
I don't know what it is,
So-
but I.
Okay.
I know it's something green
Let's
for sure.
have a look at the answer when it comes through. So, the correct answer is spinach. So, Brian, let's have a look. Spinach. Wendy.
Yeah.
Spinach. Kate, you went with broccoli. Well, again, that is a point to Wendy and Brian. On to question 2 then. Casablanca is the largest city in which African country? Is it A, Morocco, B, Tunisia, C, Egypt, or D, Algeria? And if you don't know what the countries look like, the flag's on here. So, top left is Tunisia, this is Algeria, Morocco, and Egypt. I only know the countries because of FIFA players, but that's because I play too much. Okay. The correct answer is Morocco. So, let's have a look.
I knew that.
Brian, you went with Tunisia. Wendy, Tunisia. Kate, Tunisia as well. One person in our audience did agree with you, however, the answer is Morocco. So there's no points on this round. On to question 3.
I'm not that smart.
How many blue stripes are there on the United States flag? Is it 6, 0, 8, or 13? So A6,
Good.
B0, C8, or
A.
D13?
Oh,
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
How many blues?
How many blue stripes are there? You've got 3 seconds. Okay.
Sure.
Brian, your answer, please. 0. Kate, sorry, Wendy. You went with 6. Kate, you went with 8. Now, I think you've done what I did. When I first heard this question, I got it confused with another country. The answer is 0, and I got it confused with, I think it was New Zealand. I don't really know.
Yeah.
I can't remember, but the answer is 0. So, the correct answer was 0, which means, Brian, you are the only one with the point in that round. On
Great.
to the final
So-
question of the round then, please.
Let's go.
What is Casper the Friendly Ghost's horse called?
Horse.
He had a horse.
He has a horse? I didn't know
I
that.
I
didn't
didn't
even.
know that.
So, is it A, Molly, B, Bob, C, Nightmare, or D, Wisner?
I've seen
Alright,
this movie so many times, but
This is gonna sound something like
Never
dark
knew.
and.
It's a bit of a weird one, isn't it?
yeah.
I didn't know. I mean, I've never seen Casper the Friendly
Definitely
Ghost,
Bob,
but it's got to be Bob. It may as well be Bob, eh? Okay. Well, the correct answer is Nightmare, which kind of makes sense because Nightmare,
yeah.
Ghosts,
Yeah.
matches together. So let's have a look. Kate, your answer, please. You went with Wisner. B for Wendy with Bob, and Bob for Brian. Now I can tell you that Wisner is a made-up name. They literally typed in some words and thought it was great.
Wow.
So
I thought. It
before we
maybe
move
was
on,
now.
do you believe in ghosts?
Yeah.
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 Why do we believe in ghosts?
Uh,
Have you ever seen a ghost?
Had an encounter with one.
You've had an encounter?
Yep.
That's a story for another time.
Yep.
Well,
Yeah.
Brian, no one got that right. So at the end of that round, the scores are Brian. We have one more question. I apologise.
Wow. Damn, we
What
missed out.
would a rhinotilioxomaniac be doing?
What's that?
Would they be crying, snoring, picking their nose, or laughing out loud?
I just thought
Rhino.
What would a
rhino.
rhinotilioxomaniac be doing? Would they be crying, snoring, picking their nose, or laughing out loud?
I have no idea.
Okay, so
I went with.
the correct answer is picking their nose. So rhino, I'm not going to try and say it again because it's not written down in front of me this time.
Yeah.
So, Brian, your answer, please.
I went with D just because, like, I don't
Laughing
know.
out loud?
Maniac? I just thought maniac.
Wendy?
B.
B?
Yeah, I see.
B. Well, do you snore? Any of you?
No.
No?
Well, you're tired, yeah.
When you- Fair enough, I understand that. So, at the end of this round, the scores for this round are as follows. Brian, you have 2 points. Wendy, you have 1 point. And Kate, you have 0 points. The overall score and the overall leader currently is Brian with 6 points. So, we're on to the next round where you'll have to rely on your eyes. So, start getting imaginative. This is called the ink blot round. I have in front of me a collection of lovely drawn ink blocks, which you will look at and try and figure out what the audience thinks it looks most like. So, can you see me well enough from over there?
Yeah.
When
Yes.
I'll turn the paper in a minute, but we'll show you what they are. So, let's get started. This is, what do you believe this one looks like? Is it A, a bat, C, a dog, A, a bat, B, a dog, C, a cat, or D, an ant? So you need to think not what you think, what the majority of the audience will go with.
I mean, it kind of looks like it has wings, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you never know. You never know in this game. Okay, so the audience have a clean sweep of A, which was bat. Brian, your answer, bat, bat. It's points all round in this round, well done. It was a bat. I mean, when I first saw it, I thought it looked more like a kind of like a butterfly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
apparently it's a bat. So on to the next one then.
Maybe it's a black butterfly.
Okay, what does this one look most like? Is it A, 2 cats, B, a heart, C, 2 foxes, or D, lungs?
It looks like Venom for some reason. I
Yeah.
don't know
Looks like
why.
Venom.
Yeah,
Oh, from
it
the
looks
film.
like-
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. Okay, you've got 5 seconds left. Get those answers locked in.
I saw people at the same time.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Okay, well, the correct answer is 2 cats. However, there is a twist. Your answer, please, Brian. A, B, B. No one got it right. The answer was, which our audience went for, was 2 foxes.
Damn it.
Which,
Oh.
audience at home, really? Like, really? Like, how is that 2 foxes? Anyway, I'll stop insulting you. On to the next one then. Let's have a look. Number 3. What does this look most like? Is it A, 2 goats, B, a forest, C, 2 deer, or D, rose petals?
I mean,
It looks
What
like
is
a
it?
forest, though.
What is it? Well, if I
Oh.
told you that, I could be telling you the
Yeah,
answer.
well-
I can't tell you that. Okay, you've got 2 seconds left.
it looks like 2 fiery.
Okay, so let's have a look at your answers then, please. A, and A. I can tell you, you are correct. The answer is 2 goats. That's points all round. On to the 4th one then, please. Okay, what does this look most like? Is it A, a bat, B, a fly, C, a moth, or D, a spaceship?
It looks like children for
Yeah.
some reason.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
It looks-
I see what you
looks like
mean.
children.
I see
Yeah.
what you mean.
looks like
You know what? I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
they're all gathered around on like a little hill or something.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. Okay, you have a look at your answers then, please.
Damn it.
Your answer, please. Kate, we'll go with you first. B. Wendy, B.
B, yeah.
Brian.
It was green.
Brian was spaceship. Okay, the correct answer the correct answer is bat. However, our audience went with moth, which means our audience is correct. On to the 3rd and final one. Audience at home, get ready. What does this one look most like? I saw your grins. Is it A, a cone, B, a face, C, a uterus, or D, a stag head?
I thought it was a reindeer.
Stop, you've got childish minds.
I thought it was a reindeer. for a
Okay,
second.
you
What
have
did
a
guys
few
think?
seconds left. Let's have
did.
a look.
I mean,
So, Brian, your answer, please.
crap.
D. Wendy. Uterus.
Yeah.
D. Okay. Well, the correct answer was uterus, which means Wendy, you got that right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, before we move on to the next round, how are we feeling?
Feeling
Are we
great.
ready?
Yeah.
Feeling
Yeah.
great so far.
Yeah? Okay.
man.
So, realistically, who's going to win? Have you guys met today, or have you friends before?
No, we
I've
know
only
each
known
You know
her.
each other. So,
Yeah.
out of you guys, who's the smartest?
I mean, I wouldn't know.
You wouldn't
We
know.
don't.
Okay. Well, we're going to move on to the next round in a couple of minutes. However, before we move on, if you had to go on holiday somewhere,
Right.
where would you want to go?
Japan.
Japan?
Spain. Actually.
Spain?
Egypt.
Egypt. Okay. And the prize that you could possibly win, what are your thoughts on it?
I mean, what, the prize to go to?
The prize just in front of you, my beautiful face.
I think that prize goes over Japan, in my opinion. I think, you know, like, I think it's such a, like, it's a one-to-one prize, so, like, you know, to honestly
Okay.
win that,
Well,
you know, it
I'm
tops
out of paper, which means that the round is over. And the scores are as follows. Wendy, you have 3 points.
Oh.
Brian, you have 2 points. Kate, you have 2 points. So scores for this round. The scores overall are Wendy and Brian, you are tied on 8 points.
Oh, man.
Kate, you have 5 points. Well, it's now time to flip the script. In the next round, you'll have to think very hard about which answer the audience is least likely to pick. And here's a pro tip. Figure out which answer is completely wrong and pick it. Let's have a look at the rules. Okay, if you're confused at home, don't worry, your job has not changed. You still need to think what the right answer is. However, you guys here need to think about what the most unlikely answer is and that the audience, our contestants at home are not going to go with. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes.
Ready to go?
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's do it then. Okay. Which country is called the Land of Morning Calm? Is it A, South Korea, B, North Korea, C, Belgium, or D, Egypt?
Oh, I wouldn't even know myself.
Yeah.
Now, when I first saw this question, I obviously know the answer. The answer will shock you, and I will tell you that now.
The land of morning.
But that isn't a clue at all. Okay. The correct answer, the Land of Morning Calm, is South Korea. However, we're not going with that. Your answer, please, Brian. B, Wendy? D?
B.
Kate, C. The correct answer is Egypt because no one went with it. So, on to the next question, please. How many years were Melinda and Bill Gates married? Was it A, 22 years, B, 27 years, C, 56 years, or D, 20 years? Do you know who Melinda and Bill Gates are?
Yeah.
I'm glad about that. You don't look very convinced, Wendy.
No.
You don't know.
He's
You
the
know who
owner of
Bill Gates
Apple.
is?
Amazon.
Gates.
No.
You're lying.
Amazon, Apple, whichever one it was. I can't remember.
Sure.
Anyway, the correct answer is 27 years. They were married 27 years. However, we're going for the least likely answer. Your answer, please, Brian. D. Wendy. A. Kate. C.
Wow.
Once again, Brian, you are correct. Sorry, I know you didn't get it right. Brian, you are correct. Well done. On to
you go.
question 3 then, please. Okay. In the Bible, what in Hebrew means place of skull? Is it Golgotha, Matanova, Uvin, or Laos?
What? Do you read the Bible?
Is it
I don't
Golgotha,
read it.
Matanova,
I know the Bible.
Uvin,
I don't
or
know that much,
Laos?
to be honest.
I wouldn't know myself. No.
Do you read the Bible?
I used to. Mum, I still read the Bible if you're watching. I read the Bible. Okay. The correct answer is Golgotha. However, we're not going for that. Kate, your answer, please. D. Wendy? C. Brian? B. Well, The answer is, again, Brian, it is Matanova. Well done.
Yeah.
I can tell you that Laos is obviously the country, it is obviously the place in Greece, so it isn't meant to be an answer. On to the next question. What is the name of the muscle that controls the human breathing process? Is it A, the diaphragm,
The heart.
B, the soleus,
Oh,
C, the
shit, that.
triceps, or D, the nasal meatus?
Wait, what's the name of the muscle?
What is the name of the muscle that
Okay,
controls the
so
human
least.
breathing process?
Oh.
Is it A, the diaphragm, B,
Did
the
you study
soleus,
biology?
C, the triceps, or
Did you
D,
study
the nasal
biology?
meatus?
Did you study biology?
I failed I failed biology at school. I passed chemistry. Okay. Your answer, please, Kate. C. B. B. Well, you guys are correct because our audience went with diaphragm,
Is that actually?
but you got a draw. So that's 1 point to everybody. On to the next question. Rockbuster makes the world's largest authentic what? Is it A, rings, B, toy guns, C, space bands, or D, cowboy boots? Is it A, rings,
very
B, toy
Western.
gun?
You know?
Is it what?
I don't know.
It gives me vibes of like Cowboys versus Aliens.
Well, when
Yeah.
I first saw the question, I thought Rockbuster. I thought GTA, but that's not. It's Rockstar.
Oh,
So I was
Rockstar,
getting confused.
yeah.
But we're going for Rockbuster. Okay, Kate, your answer, please. A. D. The correct answer is A. So Kate and Wendy, you do get the points there.
Yeah.
On to the next question. That was the final question of the
Oh,
round.
wow.
Okay,
Great.
we're going to go on to the scores again in a minute. How do we think that round went?
It was interesting. I think it was just like, it's like you have to answer the opposite answer, which is
Yeah.
like obviously like, it's just about, you know, making your mind think the opposite way.
It's a bit of a weird one, this, because normally if you're coming on a quiz show, you try and guess the right answer, but we're obviously going for something slightly different.
Yeah, of course.
So, the scores are in. Brian, you have 3 points.
All right.
Wendy, you have 3 points.
Oh.
Kate,
True.
you have 2 points, which means the total scores are
11.
Brian and Wendy, you are tied on 11 points. Kate, you have 7 points. So, still a bit of improvement, but we're getting there. We have made it to the final round. This is really getting difficult now. Let's have a look at the rules. Like the last round, and like all the other rounds, you'll be figuring out what the audience at home will answer. However, any answer could be the majority, as we're giving you some uncommon knowledge questions. So, it's exactly the same as what we've done, but this time we're going for the majority again, not what
Yeah.
the audience thinks, the majority of answers. So, should we get started?
Go for it, man.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. Only one of you can win, so... The Statue of Unity is situated in which country? Is it A, India, B, Turkey, C, Austria, or D, Pakistan?
Unity.
Do you know the
Unity.
answer?
There's
The
barely
Statue
any
of
unity in those
Unity.
countries.
You've got 4 seconds remaining. Okay, so the correct answer is India. Let's have a look at your answers. Kate, B. Wendy, B. Brian, C. Unfortunately, you didn't get it right, so it's no points on this round. On to the
Damn.
next question. The brain sends electrical wave signals until how many hours after death?
Oh, I've read this somewhere. I don't remember what it is. I've read it somewhere.
I love the fact that that's just a random
Yeah.
thing. Is it A25, B58, C37,
What do
or
you think?
D11?
Oh, I don't remember.
Didn't know there was something.
I watched like a YouTube video of this. It's like
Yeah.
one of them like sports science stuff.
Okay, the correct answer is 37 hours, but our audience have obviously gone with the majority. So, Wendy, your answer, please. A.
A.
Brian, your answer. C. Kate, A. Well, our audience went with 11 hours.
Damn it.
So, no points again. On to the next question.
This audience is very
This
smart.
audience is a bit,
Yeah.
you know.
very smart. Yeah.
Christopher Proudfoot owns the world's largest collection of what? Is it A, motorbikes, B, scooters, C, toenail clippings, or D, lawnmowers?
I know. I don't even know who that is.
Christopher Proudfoot.
Yeah, I think he's Bigfoot's brother, if I'm being honest, but you
You
never
reckon?
know. It's a bit of a, yeah.
I mean...
Anyway, let's have a look at the answers. So, the correct answer is lawnmowers. So, Brian, your answer, please. A, you went with motorbikes. Wendy went with motorbike. Kate went with toe clippers. Really? Toe clippers? It makes sense with his surname being that, but the correct answer is lawnmowers, and our audience went with lawnmowers. So, on to the next question. Which country has no national monetary unit of its own? Is it A, Andorra, B, Fiji, C, Oman, or D, Haiti?
Oh, wait. National, what is...
They don't have... So, obviously, in England, we've got the Great British Pound, but one of these countries doesn't have a monetary value they use. I'm pretty sure they'll accept any monetary value from around the world. It doesn't matter. So, the correct answer is Andorra, which I didn't realise. So, let's have a look at your answers. Brian, you went with B, you went with Fiji. Wendy?
D.
You went with Haiti. Kate, you went with Oman. So, the correct answer is Oman and Fiji. So that's 1 point to Brian and Kate. On to the next question.
I thought Haiti too, because they're so...
This is the final question, so
that
points matter. Who won the 2013 Formula One World Championship? Was it A, Lewis Hamilton, B, Max Verstappen, C, Sebastian Vettel, or D, Nico Rosberg?
Do you watch any races?
Yeah.
Do you watch F1?
A bit.
Who's your favourite driver?
Probably Lewis Hamilton.
Lewis
The
Hamilton.
standard, right? I mean, I don't watch...
I mean, most people that I've heard will say Daniel Ricciardo because he's good looking. But I think Lando Norris is great. So, the correct answer was Lewis Hamilton. No, it wasn't. The correct answer was Sebastian Vettel. Let's have a look at your answers. Brian.
Oh, didn't switch.
You went with Max Verstappen. Wendy, you went with Lewis Hamilton. Kate, you went with Lewis Hamilton as well. So, nobody got... Sorry, no, Lewis Hamilton. So you guys got the answer there.
Nice.
So, with that, the round has come to an end. Guys, you've put your backs into it, and it's been a long, long journey. But in life, there can only be one winner, so the scores are as follows. Kate, for this round, you got 2 points. Brian, Wendy, you got 1 point each. So, the winner at the end of the game is... It's actually a draw between Wendy and Brian. Congratulations, you've proven yourself a worthy member of the majority, and you are now the proud owners of this picture.
Wow.
Well, to you, Kate, this is for you. Congratulations. Feel free to pose with it, put it on your bedside table, think of me all you want, it's entirely up to you. But to you, Kate, unfortunately, we don't actually have a prize for you. But you've been excellent, so thank you very much for playing.
You've been a great
However,
contestant.
before we started the show, we went onto our Instagram, @Majority, and we spoke to some of our audience. Now, we want to give a massive shout out to you, Emily, who won our social media competition. Really well done, and we'll be in contact soon. Of course, a huge thank you to you guys at home who played along with us, because if you wouldn't have done, we wouldn't have a show, so thank you for that. You guys have a wonderful day, and hopefully you'll come with us again to play Majority. But for now, goodbye.